In this video, I'll be showing you how to use the add-on. The first thing you should do is make a bake set. And this is a container which has all the objects you want to bake. In this case, I want to bake the My Monkey collection, so let me select that. And let me check the UVs first, because both of these objects will be baked into a single set of textures defined by the profile. So let's look at the UVs, and we can see that they're completely screwed up. So if you see this, you should scroll down and enable the UV tools. Now you should have this UV tools panel, and it will fix your bake set. And that's it. Now that you can confirm that your UVs are correct, we can disable the visualizer. And once we have our desired profile, we can bake. But before we do that, I will explain more about the profiles. So if you've used Substance Painter, these are the templates, basically, from Substance Painter. You can set the texture naming, the margin, how long each texture should bake for, stuff like that. And you can even define post-processing on each texture, from anti-aliasing, Kuwahara, sharpen, denoising. A lot of useful stuff that will make the textures just look a lot better. You can also save these to a separate file or into the internal file, which is the default. So you can share this with other people using the same add-on, for example. That's everything you really need to know about profiles. The textures, just it's pretty straightforward. So each texture has 4 channels, and you can define a bake type on each channel. The bake types come from this node, and some of them are custom, like thickness, curvature, smoothness, light map, and bed normals. These don't exist. Same with color ID. Ambient occlusion is an internal thing as well, but it exists already, so I'm not going to cover that. But that's all the things you can bake currently. If you need some other bake types, just join the Discord and surely we can add that. And that's pretty much it. You can check the object relationships to see that all your objects are detected. And they are. And now we just hit bake. Once the bake is done, you could do shift left click to look at the folder for the textures. And you can also bring them into Blender to visualize them. So this will show you exactly how it's going to look like if you use something like... If you use it in your engine, you will see it like this, basically. So we can see that everything looks good. All the masks seem to be there. The normal maps are good. And we have the occlusion, roughness, and metallic channels. Everything is channel packed and ready to go. You can also export it as a GLTF, like so. And then we can go to Godot and look at it from there. So we're in Godot now, and we can drop the GLB file here. And this would work with Unreal, Unity, whatever. A GLTF format is pretty common. And that's it. That's the basic usage of the add-on. I'll go to the more advanced examples now. So let me explain more in depth about the baking. So if you go to profiles, you can define textures. You can have as many as you want. And in each texture, you can have up to 4 different inputs. And some inputs require 3, like base color requires red, green, and blue. But most require only 1. And all of these inputs, they come from this node specifically. So if you have any materials, you must use the principled BSDF node. Any other node will be just ignored. It will work, but it will be ignored. The benefits of this method is that you get support for extremely complicated nested materials which have multiple principal BSDF nodes. This is usually something that breaks many other baking solutions they can't handle. For example, the mix shader. But my add-on does support even the most complicated nested weirdness. As long as you follow this one rule that you should only use the principal BSDF node as the main shader. And here we can see a few examples. I'm using these projection decals, which just apply something on top of a material, but they look one-to-one. So in this video, I'll be showing you high to low baking, which is the act of turning something with a lot of mesh detail to something which has almost nothing. And I am using some advanced material techniques here as well. The projection stamps, which are these empties, some sculpting, some vertex colors, and a Sanctus library material for the base metal. But other than that, it's nothing special. So to set a high to low bake, you just make a bake set like this. You set your low collection and your high collection, which is the artifact in this case. Let's make sure these are not switched. They're correct. And once you're done with this, you should ensure that you're actually baking the right map. So this one has emission, so I have to take the standard plus emission first. And let's check the UVs. Everything looks good. Let's go to the UV visualizer. We might want to unwrap this, so let's find the UV tools. We don't need this one. There we go, UV tools. And there we go, we're using the space more efficiently. So now we can bake. And it's done. So if we do finalize, and if we hide this for now, we should have our baked cube. And it looks the same. Now that's because we actually didn't bake the high object. We forgot to set the object relationship. So make sure you name these correctly. Like so. And once it appears here, then you know it's gonna work. And there we go. Let's finalize again. And now we can see that we have an identical cube. So let's hide the original. And let's look at this in the material view. So it's a bit hard to see it because we have no lights. So let's enable the scene lights. There we go. So as we can see, it looks pretty good. And if we compare it to we have to go to rendered mode to compare it to the other one. And it's pretty close. We are using let's look at the textures. So let's go here. Let's hide this for now. We don't need this. Okay, good. So we have the base color, which looks like so. Then we have the normal map. Then we have the ORM, which is occlusion roughness metallic. And then we have the emission. This is the emission color. And then we have the emission strength, which is in the alpha channel. And that's the actual pattern. And that's pretty much it. You can do all kinds of cool, fancy things, and the topology is very optimized.